Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, entrepreneurs from South Africa, Nigeria, Senegal, and also some entrepreneurs from Kenya. Good afternoon, and you're welcome to the information session today. I hope everyone is doing great and doing well. So stay tuned. So I'll bring in Joshua Okore. Joshua Okore is our Director of Operations, and my name as well is Adora Okoli. I'm the Entrepreneurship Programs Executive with the Tony Elumelu Foundation. So Joshua Okore, you have the floor now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Adora. Hi, guys, young, great Africans. I welcome you to this information session. Good afternoon to you in South Africa. Is it bonsoir in Senegal? Good afternoon to you in Nigeria. It is a great privilege to hold this session with you and provide some clarity and answer some questions that might be bothering your minds concerning this program. So the objective is for us to engage with you, respond to your questions, and also get a bit of feedback from you, comment, questions, and we'll attempt to answer it. The BeGreen Africa Program Implementation Team are here and we will address all the issues. My name is Joshua Okori. I am the Director of Operations to the Elumelu Foundation. So I will allow my other colleagues in the implementation team to introduce themselves. Manuela.
Thank you so much, Joshua, and good afternoon. Warm welcome also from my side. My name is Manuela Heinsbeck, and I work with UNICEF's Generation Unlimited. And Generation Unlimited is a public-private youth partnership that is, has a mission of skilling and providing opportunities to young people. And Generation Unlimited and UNICEF, together with the Tony Elumelu Foundation, as you know, are running the BeGreen program. So really warm welcome from the UNICEF Generation Unlimited side. And we also have colleagues in Senegal, in South Africa, and Kenya who are supporting the program from the UNICEF side. Unfortunately, they cannot be here today, but we will introduce them in another information session. With that, over to Onia.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. So nice to meet you all. My name is Onia Okoro. I work as a Policy and Partnerships Officer at the Tony Elumelu Foundation. And it's an honor to be here and to connect and share more about the work that we're doing on the BeGreen project. Thank you.
Wonderful. We wanted to start with a quick introduction on BeGreen and really welcome you once again to this first cohort of the BeGreen young entrepreneurs. And yeah, as you know or might know, this BeGreen program is really a co-creation and a program that has been developed together with the Tony Elumelu Foundation, with UNICEF, with Generation Unlimited, and with IKEA Foundation, who is supporting the program. And it's really all about transforming Africa's economic development through youth-led sustainable green entrepreneurship. And so really, building on your ingenuity, on your creativity as young green entrepreneurs to drive this economic development. Now, a core part of the program is the training phase, which we are right now in. And we would like to highlight that the training has basically two components. First, we have a business training, which is ongoing right now. So this is 8 weeks. You will learn all the elements to really, be able to set up a sustainable business. And then the next part, the second part, is the green training with a specific focus on waste management. And this training will go on for 4 weeks. So basically, the business training will end on the 21st of January 2024. And after that, 4 weeks of green training until the end of February. We would also really like to highlight that there's different focus areas within the different countries. So as you know, the BeGreen program is being implemented currently in Kenya, in Nigeria, in South Africa, and Senegal. And in Kenya, we have a specific focus on waste management and circular economy. While in Nigeria, South Africa, and Senegal, young green entrepreneurs can really, work in all sectors. It doesn't have to be waste. It can be across all green sectors, no matter which one. And here on the slide, you can also see the numbers of young entrepreneurs that will be seeded. It will be 120 in Kenya and then 205 in the other countries, depending really on the quality of the application, of the business plans, and so on. And as also communicated, young green entrepreneurs will receive $5,000 in seed funding to really start and grow their business. With that, handing over to Joshua to take us more through the program flow and further details of the program.
Okay, Foko, please, can you translate?
Ok, bonjour tout le monde. Bienvenue à cette session de formation sur le programme d'entrepreneuriat BeGreen, un partenariat entre l'UNICEF, IKEA et la Fondation Tony Lumelu. Donc, nous allons vous entretenir aujourd'hui sur ce programme. Ça sera la première session sur une longue série de sessions. Et cette formation va concerner l'Afrique du Sud, le Kenya, le Nigeria. Et vous devez savoir que c'est une formation qui est spécialisée uniquement sur la gestion des déchets et tout ce qui est business vert. Donc, le programme va se décliner en 8 semaines de formation en business, comme celle que nous avons aujourd'hui. À la suite, il y aura 4 semaines qui vont être vraiment focalisées sur la gestion des déchets, l'économie écologique et le vert, dans tous les business qui sont liés à l'environnement. Et la prochaine phase, ça sera la sélection du programme. Donc, on va sélectionner les entrepreneurs qui vont suivre le programme jusqu'au financement. Et à titre d'indication, au Kenya, par exemple, il y a 120 entrepreneurs qui recevront $5,000. Au Nigeria, en Sud-Afrique et au Sénégal, il y a 205 entrepreneurs qui recevront $5,000. Donc, merci de votre compagnie. Je suis Roland Foko, votre facilitateur francophone. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Foko. Once again, it's a great pleasure being part of this information session. Talking about the program flow, we had started with the application. We are now at the training business plan development stage. Thereafter, there will be business and bank information submission. And we'll have pitching where each person will be required to, in 2 to 3 minutes, convince the implementation team why the idea and the business should receive the seed capital. After the pitching competition, we'll move on to physical verification. This physical verification is a measure to validate information provided by applicants to this program. We will now, after the physical verification, we'll do the selection process. That selection process will now lead to seed capital disbursement. After the seed capital disbursement, we'll also give each person program certificate of completion. And once you receive the seed capital, will you be onboarded onto the mentorship scheme? The mentoring program will last for 12 months. So the whole idea is to ensure that you have a productive entrepreneur journey that will enable you to navigate the booby traps in the first year of your business or in the first year of receiving the seed capital. So, Foco, previous slide. So that is what it is. Let's go to the next slide.
Okay.
Next slide. Adora. Okay, Foco. So, Foco, you can speak to this.
Okay, thank you. Donc, je vais vous expliquer les différentes phases que nous allons avoir durant ce programme. Previous slide, please. Donc, nous avons commencé par les candidatures. Et vous qui êtes présents actuellement, certainement vous avez candidaté et vous avez été retenu. Actuellement, nous sommes à la phase de formation en business et en développement de business plan. À la suite de cette phase de formation en business et en développement de business plan, nous passerons, please, it is moving. Donc, nous passerons à la phase de fourniture de vos informations bancaires. Lesquelles informations bancaires vont permettre que vous puissiez être intégré dans le programme pour la suite. Après cela, nous avons la phase de présentation des projets, que nous appelons le pitching competition. Donc, ce sera un concours de présentation de projets. Après le concours de présentation de projets, nous aurons la phase de vérification physique. Après cette phase de vérification physique, vous allez soumettre une fois de plus vos informations bancaires et vos business. Après ça, maintenant, on donnera les résultats de ceux qui ont été sélectionnés. À la suite de ces sélections, ceux qui vont recevoir le financement d'amorçage, les fonds d'amorçage vont les recevoir et on vous donnera pour finir vos certificats de participation au programme. Et à la suite de ces certificats, vous allez être introduit dans un programme de mentoring qui va durer, je crois, 1 an. Over to you, Joshua. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Foco. So already you are in the business, the BeGreen business management training. This training will end on the 21st of January. Immediately the training ends, there will be another 4 weeks training that is specialized for green businesses. It is compulsory because it will deepen your knowledge of green business. It could also be opportunity for you to pivot to another sector or subsector in green based on the knowledge that you'll be exposed to. As you're doing this business management training, we will share with you a business plan development template. That template is what you will use to develop your business plan because it will be required. It's a requirement that you develop your business plan. And in the course of doing that, we'll also organize masterclass sessions with subject matter experts who guide you on how to develop your document. So the whole essence is to give you the knowledge that you require to be equipped to do whatever that is needed to access this seed capital. And also, as part of the capacity development, we'll also expose you to elevator pitch, how to craft an elevator pitch, so that when the pitching time comes, you'll be able to communicate the ideas to the selection panel within 3 minutes, why your business and not the other person's own should receive the seed capital. Foco, over to you.
Donc, pour commencer le programme, nous allons vous donner accès à une plateforme où vous allez suivre une formation en gestion d'affaires. Cette formation va durer 8 semaines, comme on vous l'a dit. Elle est vraiment automatique. Vous le suivez en vos temps voulus et ça se passe sur TEFxUNICEF. Donc, c'est une formation qui vous permet de devenir de bons entrepreneurs où on vous donne des capacités et des connaissances qui vous permettent de démarrer une entreprise et de la faire croître. Donc, le délai qu'on vous donne, c'est jusqu'au 21 janvier. Donc, chacun de vous ira à son rythme, pourvu qu'au 21 janvier, tout le monde ait suivi toute la formation. C'est étape par étape. Il y a même des quiz à l'intérieur. Donc, il y aura aussi une session de 4 semaines spécialisée sur la gestion des déchets, l'environnement, l'économie verte et le business vert, qui sont ceux pourquoi vous avez été retenus. À la suite de cela, ou bien concomitamment, vous aurez aussi des sessions de masterclass comme cette session, où on appellera des experts qui vont venir vous former sur comment développer un business plan. Et au fil de ces sessions, on vous donnera bien évidemment des canevas de business plan, des canevas de pitch et des orientations pour pouvoir faire des business plans gagnants, comment faire les états financiers prévisionnels pour pouvoir avoir un bon business plan. Et enfin, on va vous apprendre comment faire le pitch. Donc, comment faire une présentation, que ce soit un pitch elevator, c'est-à-dire une présentation rapide qui généralement dure 59 secondes, ou un pitch normal. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Foco. Okay, so when we talk about pitching competition, we are simply saying it's an opportunity for you to defend your business idea. Convince the selection panel that your business idea is feasible, is sustainable, and it can lead to environmental regeneration, because the focus of the green project, of the BeGreen project, is to revive Africa environmentally. So thereafter, we have physical and due diligence verification exercise. What we'll do here is to validate the government-issued identification card you provided, documents you have submitted, and physical location of where you are. The same way some websites will share you identification to show that you're a human being. What we're also doing here is to validate that we're not funding a ghost business or funding an illegitimate business. So that's why it's important to do the physical verification. Again, we'll validate your business information, the registration document, the bank details that you provided. As is customary with this program, we do not disburse to a personal account. It must be a company account, and we'll work with your bankers to validate the information you provided. The other thing we do is to encourage corporate responsibility. We insist that applicants must have tax number. We believe that government gets better when business operators, enterprises plow back to government that are created enabling environment by paying their taxes. So we encourage that. You will be required to provide your tax identification number for new businesses or evidence of payment of tax for existing businesses. We'll also ask for your bank reference letter, and if you're running your business with a partner, it will be important that we have your partner's consent. That yes, I'm aware that my partner has applied for this and he'll be receiving this, I'm okay with it. So your partner needs to endorse that. And more importantly, you have your notarized personal undertaking. So these are some of the things we have put in place to ensure that we are dealing with the right people and that is the right people that have taken advantage of this opportunity. Thank you. Over to you, Foko.
OK, pour ce qui concerne le concours de présentation, en fait, on va vous donner l'opportunité de défendre votre idée de projet, de montrer sa faisabilité et pour cela, on va vous former sur le document que vous allez utiliser pour pouvoir pitcher. À la suite, il y aura des diligences pour les vérifications physiques. Donc, on va se rassurer que les personnes que nous avons derrière les écrans et qui nous suivent sont des personnes réelles et que le business qu'on va financer correspond effectivement aux valeurs qu'on est en train de défendre, c'est-à-dire un business vert et que ce ne sont pas des business illicites. Donc, pour cela, nous aurons besoin de votre carte d'identité, de votre pièce d'identité. Ça peut être le passeport, ça peut être le permis de conduire, ça peut être la carte d'identité nationale. Et on aura besoin de vérifier aussi les documents que vous avez soumis, c'est-à-dire que ce soit vos business plans, que ce soit les calculs financiers et tous les autres documents que vous aurez soumis. Sur un autre volet, on va aussi procéder à la vérification de vos documents bancaires. Et quels sont les documents, de vos documents d'affaires et les documents bancaires? Ces documents que vous devez fournir sont les suivants. Il y a, comme je l'ai dit tout à l'heure, la carte d'identité ou une pièce d'identité approuvée par le gouvernement. Il y a le registre de commerce ou le certificat d'immatriculation qui atteste que votre entreprise est légalement créée et autorisée par votre gouvernement. Il y aura aussi le document notarié. Si c'est une société, il faut un acte notarié. Il y aura le document fiscal qui montre que votre entreprise est légalement enregistrée. Il y aura la lettre de référence bancaire. C'est une lettre qu'on donne souvent à UBA. Tel que c'est écrit, ça permet de certifier que vous avez ouvert un compte. Il y aura aussi un document que vous allez soumettre qui permet de montrer les évolutions, les étapes importantes de votre projet. Et enfin, si votre projet est une société, il faudra la lettre de consentement des autres associés ou des autres actionnaires. Donc, c'est des documents pour lesquels on vous fournira des modèles afin que vous puissiez les utiliser. Retenez aussi qu'on ne fera pas de virement ou de paiement dans un compte bancaire individuel. On ne les fera que dans des comptes bancaires d'entreprise. Nous vous remercions. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Foko. Thank you. Okay, after that, we'll get on to after the validation of your documents and the due diligence exercise. Then we'll move on to the seed capital phase. For each of these phases, before this point, after the training, based on your training score and your training performance, you'll be shortlisted to continue. And that is, you'll be shortlisted to move on to a business plan and pitch video and pitch, and pitching. After that, your business plan will be scored, your pitching will be scored, and the best will now move on to this seed capital base. This is where successful entrepreneurs will be selected to receive the seed capital of $5,000 only. And the next thing we will do will be to share the BeGreen Certificate of Completion program. So you will get a certificate of completion for, completing this program, and that will be given to you after you've received the seed capital. Over to you, Foucault.
Donc, après les différentes phases que nous venons de vous expliquer, vous allez bien évidemment, pour ceux qui vont être sélectionnés, recevoir les fonds d'amorçage, le financement, le démarrage de votre projet. Ça, c'est pour ceux qui vont réussir au programme BeGreen. À la suite aussi, on vous donnera un certificat pour montrer que vous avez bien participé au programme et que vous avez réussi. C'est donc fort de ce parcours élogieux qu'on vous mettra dans le programme de mentoring qui va durer 12 semaines. Over to you, Joshua.
Thank you, Foucault. So these are some of the things we need you to take note of while you're on this training. We'll expect you to go through each of the course model. This one that will end on the 21st of January, and the 4 weeks that will start afterwards. Go through it, complete each model assessment test. Is important for the grading, and also is a criterion used for shortlisting people that move on to the next stage. The next thing is also to ensure that you open a business account if you do not have any, and relevant corporate registration of your businesses are required, so that at time T, upon request, you make them available. Over to you, Foucault.
Donc, durant le parcours, il y a certaines activités clés que vous devez mener, comme par exemple, lire vos cours, chaque module, faire l'exercice et les tests. Je veux dire, il y a des tests après chaque cours. Il faut aussi noter que vous devez lire et faire les recherches sur votre idée d'entreprise et la mettre en œuvre. Donc, vous devez pratiquer la création de votre entreprise si elle n'est pas encore créée. Et aussi, vous devez être prêt à recevoir les investisseurs. Pour cela, vous devez créer votre entreprise effectivement, avoir le registre de commerce, ouvrir le compte bancaire professionnel, c'est-à-dire un compte bancaire au nom de votre entreprise. Et bien évidemment, obtenir tous les documents qu'il faut pour que votre entreprise fonctionne légalement au sein de votre pays. Donc voilà des activités que vous devez mener concomitamment à la formation. Et le délai, on vous l'a dit, c'est le 21 janvier. C'est le délai qu'on vous donne pour suivre les cours. Over to you.
Great guy. So just to let us know about the criteria for shortlisting across the program. One is that we look at top performers, we look at top performers, so it's important that the top performers demonstrate that in this program. We also consider gender balance. The BeGreen program is an inclusive program, so we'll ensure gender balance. And for Kenya, that is specifically focused on waste management, the county distribution will also be a factor. Because it's waste management, they need to have these entrepreneurs across the entire country so that they can drive the reorientation of attitude to waste. It won't just be in the urban centers, but also in the rural areas. Also, you will be required to provide all required and relevant documents before the deadline. It is important that we pay attention to timing, because in instances where we will have timestamp is used as a tiebreaker. If, for instance, we have two people who are fantastic super performers, and based on the design, we have said it should be 40% female, 60% men, or we say it should be 50% men, 50% women. And the 50th person who made it up, two people are in that category. They have scored well. They are both female. They have submitted all the documents. The question is, what would you do? That's where the timestamp comes in. We will now use the timestamp to say who came in first, who submitted their document first. And based on that, we may do the final selection. We found out over the years, no two persons can submit at the same time. So it's important you put away procrastination and prioritize this program and be timely in your submission, in your participation, because timestamp will be used when there is a tie. Thank you. Over to you, Foucault.
Thank you, Josia. Donc, pour ce qui est des critères de sélection, vous devez comprendre que nous allons mettre en œuvre plusieurs critères. Par exemple, la performance des scores, l'égalité genre et la répartition dans le pays, la soumission des documents qu'on va vous demander et bien sûr l'élément temps. Donc, je m'explique. Donc, on va par exemple prioriser comme gagnant les personnes qui vont avoir de très bonnes performances. La performance va s'évaluer à travers le suivi des cours, qui bien sûr aura un score que vous allez découvrir, puisqu'il y aura des quiz, il y aura des tests. Ça va aussi s'observer à travers la participation au masterclass. Ça va aussi s'observer à travers votre implication durant le programme. Pour ce qui concerne l'égalité genre, donc vous devez savoir que on peut tenir compte de l'égalité homme-femme. Et pour le Kenya particulièrement, où on va être focalisé sur la gestion des déchets. Donc, on va se rassurer que tous les projets ne vont pas se retrouver dans une seule ville. Il faudrait que tous les projets qui vont être retenus soient éparpillés dans tout le Kenya. Donc, voilà pour ce qui est de l'égalité genre et de la répartition géographique au Kenya. Donc, bien évidemment, on va veiller à ce que les éléments que vous allez soumettre, les documents que vous allez soumettre soient des documents valides, et ça permettra aussi de pouvoir distinguer qui est éligible au financement et qui ne l'est pas. Si vos documents ne sont pas valides, il va de soi que vous serez éliminé. Et pour finir, il y a un élément très important qui est le temps. Donc, on tiendra compte de temps si toute chose égale par ailleurs, vous avez les mêmes scores qu'un individu, vous avez la même parité en termes d'égalité, genre, répartition géographique, vous avez tous vos documents qui sont normaux. À ce moment-là, on prendra les plus rapides. Donc, c'est ce qu'on voulait vous expliquer concernant la contrainte de temps. Donc, on vous encourage d'être très engagé, de prioriser ce programme et de rapidement faire ce qu'on va vous demander quand on vous donnera des délais à chaque fois. Merci beaucoup. Over to you, Josué.
Thank you, Foko. So please, I will say again, our desire is to see that you benefit immensely from this program. That's our focus. That's our desire. So based on lessons learned in implementing similar programs, there are things you have discovered that will strengthen participation, that even when you are not feeling like it, but if you embrace these values, it will help you over the line. What do? Reach out and advise, one another. Where you think, somebody needs help, you can reach out to the person and do that. At some point, there will be a group chat room that will be created for all of you to keep you updated with what is going on. We encourage participants to this program and other programs to implement them, to motivate and encourage one another. Because when you step out of your way to motivate another person, somehow you're building up strength inwardly that will also keep you going. You also encourage to counsel and provide some bit of guidance when you see people that are not doing the right thing. You can support them. We know that in this program, we have businesses that are at different stages. Some businesses are at the idea stage. Some businesses are the infancy stage. Some are at the growth stage. Some could also be mature business that will require a little bit of tweaking or rejigging to make it more scalable and sustainable. We encourage participants to our program to always support one another. Whatever support you can render, do not go out of your way. Take every opportunity as a learning point. When a man stops learning, he starts dying. So I would encourage you to go ahead and learn as much as you can. Finally, challenge each other to be resilient. Resilience makes you stay longer than the rest. So embrace these guidelines and you will see yourself at the other side. I wish you all the best, and I hand you over to Foko.
Okay, nous allons maintenant partager avec vous quelques consignes qui doivent vous guider en termes d'interaction entre vous les participants à ce programme. Donc, à un moment, on va vous mettre dans des groupes et en raison de l'expérience qu'on a eue depuis que le programme de la Fondation Tony Omelo a été mis en place, il y a un certain nombre de règles que nous encourageons, de comportements que nous vous encourageons à avoir. Comme par exemple, vous devez vous conseiller entre vous. La deuxième règle, c'est que vous devez lire les guides qu'on met à votre disposition et essayer dans les groupes où on va vous mettre d'échanger avec les autres. Parce que nous sommes conscients que vos différentes entreprises ne sont pas aux mêmes phases. Il y en a qui sont encore à la phase d'idée, d'autres qui sont à la phase de démarrage, d'autres qui ont déjà une certaine maturité. Ça, c'est évident. Et lorsqu'on va vous mettre dans les groupes, ça ne sera pas en fonction de ces critères-là. Donc, on est conscient que certains des entrepreneurs ont plus d'expérience que d'autres. Donc, du coup, on vous encourage à aider, à vous entraider, en fait, d'encourager les autres à faire leurs devoirs, à intervenir, de vous automotiver, donc de motiver les différents membres du groupe et d'être très courtois dans les groupes. Lorsqu'un membre de groupe, un entrepreneur a un problème, vous devez le soutenir en répondant à ses questions. Donc, les questions, généralement, ne sont pas forcément dirigées d'un seul sens, c'est-à-dire de vous, les entrepreneurs, vers la fondation, non. Quand il y a une question qui est posée, s'il y a quelqu'un dans le groupe qui a une proposition, il peut partager sa proposition avec les autres. Bien évidemment, vous devez apprendre les uns des autres, parce que comme on l'a dit, vous avez différentes expériences. Et pour finir, il est important de noter que vous devez encourager les autres à être résilients. C'est-à-dire même ceux qui ne vont pas être retenus, ils peuvent toujours rester dans le programme, ils peuvent rester dans les groupes et continuer à intervenir. Donc, nous vous encourageons à vous entraider, surtout d'être très résilient. C'est l'une des valeurs qu'on vous apprend durant cette formation. Over to you, Joshua.
Thank you so much, Foko. Adora, please come in.
Okay, thank you so much, Joshua and Foko, for that session, for that engaging and interactive session. So we'll be taking some questions which we have created ahead of the information session today. So the first question I have is, how do I have to take all training assessments? Yes, all entrepreneurs, all participants are encouraged to take all the training modules, and you have to complete the quizzes as well for you to be eligible to move to the next phase of the program. So it's very mandatory that you complete the training modules and the quizzes as well. So two, when is the deadline to complete the training? So there are two stages of training of the training. This is the first stage, which is the 8 weeks training, as mentioned by Joshua. So this 8-week training is going to end on the 21st of January 2024. Then we have the 4-week training, which is going to start after the 8-week training has ended. And that training is going to be focused on green entrepreneurship training with a focus on waste management, sorry. So that training will end by the end of February 2024. So we encourage everyone here to participate, to complete their modules, as I mentioned earlier, on or before the 21st of January 2024 to be able to take the 4 weeks training. Then the third question, how do I access the training content? Now, for every participant that has been shortlisted, you will see the 2023 TEFxUNICEF BeGreen training on TEF Connect. So you have to log on to, or use any browser you have, most likely, or preferably Chrome, Google Chrome. So you type www.tefconnect.net. Then you sign in with your email address and your password. Then you click TEF training at the header. Click TEF training at the top. So if you have been shortlisted, you will see 2023 TEFxUNICEF BeGreen program. But if you have not been shortlisted, you will only see the general training. So for only shortlisted participants, the training is opened to you. The fourth question is, I have completed my training course and quiz. When can I expect the seed capital? Now, the seed capital doesn't come immediately after you finish the training. There are phases, there are different phases of the program. So as you progress from one stage to the next stage, like Joshua mentioned earlier, from the training to the business plan, to the fiscal pitching, to the fiscal verification, before you get shortlisted to receive seed capital. So you don't get to receive seed capital immediately after the training. So there are different phases, and different shortlisting happens after the different phases of the program. Now, how will I write my business plan? So we'll provide you with a business plan template, which will guide you in creating or in developing a cohesive business plan. Okay. Also, you also have there's a module dedicated to business plan development if you're taking the training content seriously, of course. So there's a module dedicated to business plan development. So it will help you in developing a very good, cohesive business plan. The sixth question is, my business is still in the idea stage. Do I stand the chance to be awarded with the seed capital? Like I mentioned, there are different phases of the program. If your business is still in the idea stage, that's okay. All right. So all businesses, green businesses, are encouraged to complete the training, right? And the quizzes as well. And you get shortlisted through the different phases. You partake in the pitching phase, you partake in the fiscal verification phase, all of these phases. If you have gone through these phases successfully, then you'll be awarded with seed capital. It doesn't matter if your business is still in the idea stage. You are also encouraged as well as you progress through the program to register your business just so that you're investor ready. So I'll hand over to Manuela, who will take over the remaining questions. So Foko, you can assist with translating the questions that I have just mentioned, listed out. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Adawa. Donc, je vais rappeler quelques questions et donner les réponses qui ont été partagées. Donc, il y a beaucoup de personnes qui posent des questions comme par exemple, est-ce que le pitch sera physique? Donc, on nous dit le pitch sera physique uniquement au Kenya. Dans les autres pays, le Sénégal, le Nigeria, l'Afrique du Sud, ça sera en ligne. Sauf si l'UNICEF change d'avis ou bien a une logistique conséquente. Donc, voilà l'une des réponses qui a été apportée à une question. Donc, il y en a aussi qui demandent, est-ce que l'argent sera payé dans les comptes personnels? On vous l'a dit plusieurs fois, on ne payera que dans les comptes d'entreprise et non dans les comptes d'individus. Donc, pour cela, vous devez créer des comptes d'entreprise afin de recevoir vos financements. Donc, d'autres ont demandé, est-ce qu'on est obligé de suivre tous les cours? Nous disons oui, vous êtes obligé de suivre tous les cours parce que ça va agir sur votre performance. Et quand vous suivez les cours, il y a des quiz, donc des questions qu'on vous pose avec des réponses et ça influence sur votre performance. Et on vous a dit que la performance est l'un des critères, mais ce n'est pas le seul critère. Donc, je pense que globalement, voilà les questions qui ont été posées. Il y a eu beaucoup de redondances sur lesquelles je ne trouve pas utile de revenir. Je suis revenu sur les points principaux. Donc, il y a une candidate qui nous signale qu'ils ont déjà un groupe WhatsApp. Ok, c'est intéressant si vous avez déjà un groupe WhatsApp. Donc, merci, nous allons prendre la suite. Thank you. Over to you, Adawa.
All right, thank you so much, Foko. Manuela, you can have the floor now.
Thank you so much. Continuing with a couple of other questions that we have received. So another question was, is it okay to transition to green businesses at this phase of the program? And yes, it is okay. We also have received a couple of questions on, green businesses, waste management. Do you have some examples? So maybe just to address those as well and highlight that when we talk about green enterprises, green businesses, we basically base it on the ILO definition, which means that we're talking about all green enterprises. And these are those that really address climate change or have a positive environmental value, either through the process of delivering products and services, such as, utilizing clean energy, or by providing products or services in a green sector, for example, waste management. And given there was also this question on examples of waste management businesses in the chat right now, just to quickly mention that we consider waste management and circular economy as a broad sector. So it could be, sustainable waste services or support services. And just some examples, for example, of sustainable waste services could be plastic waste services, e-waste services, biomedical waste services, hazardous waste services, wastewater treatment, solid waste management services, waste to value or textile waste services. And when we talk about support service businesses, it could, for example, be technology for waste services, sustainable packaging, waste equipment providers, infrastructure providers, just to mention a couple of examples what we mean when we talk about waste management businesses here. Now, talking about the duration of the program, that's another question that was raised beforehand. We just want to highlight that, as we have mentioned, right, that the training is ongoing, and then the next phase, the next major milestone will be the distribution of seed funding, which will take place in May 2024. And after that, the program continues with mentorship and monitoring and ongoing, measurement of the impact that the businesses create. But the next major milestone would be May 2024 with the seed funding distribution. Another question we received was, how do I contact the BeGreen team after the session? Please feel free to contact us via the Tony Lumelo Foundation, and we will post the email address in this presentation. Right, good. Then the next question is, will there be monitoring after the program to ensure the funded participants are doing something constructive to the planet, like planting trees, proper waste disposal, and so on? So yes, that will be part of the program. So it's basically about 3 components, right? A financial component, of course, a sustainable, financially viable business, but then also this green aspect and the social aspect. Are you contributing to the planet? And going back to this definition of green businesses that I mentioned. So it's really within that spectrum, and that will be measured, yes. Now, the next question, how will I know if I passed the training? Here, just to mention that an email will be sent to all eligible and ineligible participating, informing them about the status and the training outcome. Handing over, or maybe Mr. Foucault, please come in for a translation into French before we move to the next questions. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Manuela. Donc, je vais revenir sur quelques questions qui ont été posées. Donc, parmi les questions, on a par exemple la date des paiements. Je pense que ce sera au mois de mai. Et après les paiements et certificats, on vous mettra dans un programme de mentoring qui va durer 12 mois. C'est totalement gratuit, on vous l'a dit. Donc, Manuela est aussi revenu sur l'explication de Green Business, c'est-à-dire quelles sont les activités où les entreprises peuvent mener et on considère qu'elles sont dans une économie verte ou un business vert. Donc, elle a donné une liste, ça peut être la récupération des pneus, c'est tout ce qui est écologique, tout ce qui est récupération, tout ce qui est environnement. Bref, ce sont les activités qui contribuent à lutter ou bien à défendre notre environnement. Je ne vais pas insister là-dessus. Il y a eu une autre question sur comment est-ce que nous saurons que nous avons été retenus ou bien que nous avons gagné. Donc, vous serez informé par email. Et généralement, quand vous avez des questions, vous pouvez contacter la fondation. Il y a un email de la fondation. Vous écrivez à cet email-là et puis on vous répondra. Donc, voilà ce qu'on pouvait dire pour la première série de questions. Où vas-tu, Manuela?
All right. Thank you so much, Foucault. So we'll just continue with the QA questions, with the Q&A session rather. So the next question is, what is the total score and percentage that will make you qualify to the next level of the program? Now, we just want to reiterate that, or I'll be reiterating that your performance in the training alone does not guarantee that you'll move to the next phase of the program. Okay, so there are criteria to be applied for you to be shortlisted to the next phase of the program. Like we mentioned, we stated performance score, all right? That is not sufficient on its own. We also have gender and regional balance as well. So performance score is not sufficient on its own to be shortlisted to the next phase of the program, although you have to do your own part by completing the modules and the quiz as well. The next question is, what are the necessary documents and certifications needed throughout the program? So we listed that during if you, at the start of the session, we stated government approved ID card, your business registration document, your partner's consent form, if your business has a partner, and also your tax and evidence of a tax receipt or a tax certificate. So if you have progressed through the training phase and through the pitching phase, during the fiscal verification phase, you would actually need these documents, as well as business and bank details information submission phase. You need these documents to be eligible for the next phase. So the next question is, when registering for the TEFxUNICEF BeGreen training program, I used another business detail that is not currently in operation. Please, do I need to continue with it or change the name with it to a CAC? So I think this person is in Nigeria. So yes, you can actually continue with you can use or register that business that you applied with that is not in operation yet. You can register the business with CAC, which is the body that registers businesses in Nigeria. That can happen. I also want to mention as well that you should not at any point present business registration documents that do not belong to you just because your business is still in the idea stage and it has not been registered. At the point of submitting these documents, we will consider that as an impersonation. So whatever document you are presenting to the foundation or to the BeGreen team during the fiscal verification phase should be your document, and it should be able to identify with you. Okay, everything that you have should be in your name or your business name. Foko, you can go ahead to translate. Then we go to Manuela can take on from there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the main part is about performance. Donc, on est revenu sur les critères de performance. On vous dit, il y a plusieurs critères de sélection et la performance n'est que l'un des critères. Les autres critères, c'est l'égalité genre, c'est-à-dire homme-femme, c'est la répartition géographique dans le cadre du Kenya et on a aussi dit il y a le temps de soumission. Si vous êtes nombreux à avoir soumis les mêmes documents, les documents qui sont valides, l'égalité, genre, il n'y a pas de problème. Et quand en termes de score, vous avez les mêmes scores, on va prioriser. Donc, celui qui va gagner, ça sera celui qui a soumis le plus vite son document, ou bien tous ses documents. Donc, maintenant, pour ce qui concerne l'agriculture, quelqu'un a demandé est-ce que l'agriculture fait partie de l'économie verte d'après les principes de la Fondation. Manuel a nous dit oui. Mais on dit que cette agriculture doit être durable et tenir compte des changements climatiques. Donc, voilà les précisions que nous apportons au niveau de cette question. Donc, les autres questions sont récurrentes et concernant le Nigeria, par exemple. Okay, over to you.
Thank you so much. Fantastic. We will have a couple more questions, so thanks for the patience. We'll try to really answer everything. So one more question we had is there a WhatsApp group for this program? So we also saw that some WhatsApp groups seem to have already been established. However, we will also look into that to see if we can set up WhatsApp groups per country. So that's something we will definitely look into. Another question is, again, what is the prize that will be given to successful candidates and how many businesses will be seeded? As mentioned, the seed capital will be $5,000. And it will be given to 120 entrepreneurs in Kenya and 205 across Nigeria, South Africa, and Senegal. However, it might be more if there's additional funding, but this is the number of entrepreneurs that will be funded at least in a minimum. Now, continuing with another question, is the training going to be online throughout? So there's some in-person elements that will happen in Kenya. In the other countries, it will be online. Over to you, Foko, for translation, please. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Manuela. Donc, il y a une question qui revient sur le montant d'argent à payer dans le fonds de démarrage qu'on met à votre disposition. Le montant est de $5,000. Et les nombres ont été indiqués. Bon, je ne l'ai pas sous les yeux. Je pense que c'est 125. Donc, je ne te prononce pas. Et le nombre est connu pour le Sénégal, pour le Kenya, l'Afrique du Sud et le Nigeria. Il y a un nombre connu qu'on vous a déjà communiqué. Et vous devez savoir que le nombre peut s'ajouter en fonction des bailleurs de fonds. Si d'ici à là, on arrive à lever d'autres fonds, je pense qu'on va ajouter le nombre de personnes à financer dans chaque pays. OK, over to you, Manuel.
Thank you so much. We're still monitoring the chat box to see if there's any other questions. One question that comes up is around pitching. Will it be physical or virtual? So on that, we are still assessing in the different countries. In Kenya, definitely, there will be an in-person pitching event, possibly also in the other countries, but that still has to be assessed, and we will definitely inform you on that. Any other questions? And please, colleagues, come in as well. If there's anything outstanding that we still should address. And Mr. Foucault, please quickly that.
OK, la question sur le pitch physique revient. Est-ce qu'on pourra faire la présentation en physique? Donc, je pense que jusqu'à présent, ça sera fait au Kenya. Il y aura un événement de présentation des pitchs en public. Ça, c'est au Kenya. Mais pour les autres pays, on dit que ce n'est pas encore indiqué. Ce n'est pas encore connu. Pour le moment, je suppose que ça sera en ligne pour le Nigeria, le Sénégal et l'Afrique du Sud. Donc, nous vous remercions. OK, over to you, Manuela.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. So we'll hand over to Oniye Okolo, who is going to give us the closing remarks. And for other questions that you have, especially as regards certificates, remember certificate is only awarded to participants who have completed the entire program. So Oniye, you have the floor now. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Adora, and thanks everyone once again today for joining this session. And I hope it was extremely insightful and that we've been able to answer all of your questions. We look forward to your participation in this event, and we look forward to, funding some of you in the future. Thank you once again for being part of BeGreen, and have a great day. Bye.